What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of On the House. Today, I'm joined with Bruce Cardenas. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. I've actually known Bruce now for almost, 12 years, I believe.
Wow.
Since the Quest Nutrition days with Vasa back in LA when I was living in California. So
I was just texting Vasa last night saying I'm coming out here.
Awesome. He just sent me some of his soda. I love it.
Yeah, I'm helping him with that. It's
really?
It's going to be big, I think.
I think so too. I really enjoyed all the flavors that he sent me. So I'm real excited for him.
That's cool.
Yeah, but thanks for coming on, and it's been amazing just kind of watching your continued success.
Thank you.
And that's kind of why I wanted you on. I feel like you have sustained success for a long period of time, and I think that's the key to it, right? Anyone can kind of do it for a year or two, and just kind of watching you do it is inspiring. You know.
Thank you.
Yeah. One thing you may not remember this, but you talked to me and Russell Doan and Louis Smoka one of the first times we went to the Hawthorne office at Quest, like way back in the day.
Right.
And you're really explaining to us, I remember you talking about like you were in the Marines and you went into law enforcement and you kind of segued into here. And it was just so interesting to me because I feel like you were in so much service-based industries or fields or like that was your line of work. And then now you've segued into this, into the brand building. It's so interesting to me to see you kind of pivot step in your life into these opportunities.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think I learned it from my father. I've always enjoyed serving other people. I think he was the same way. He was, he was our Boy Scout leader. I called him a modern day Jocko back in the day.
Nice.
He taught us all these perishable skills, and he was always serving the community. And I think it's just in my DNA, but it didn't come out until I went in the Marine Corps, serving my country, and then becoming a police officer. And I don't think it's any different in the nutrition space. I mean, we're serving our customers. I think I'm better at a servant leader than being just like out there, self-serving, if you will. No,
it's something that's so impressive. And what was that pivot like going from like law enforcement and kind of segueing into Quest and doing those things?
That was crazy. I share that story with a lot of people because it was a serendipitous moment. I had my bodyguard business going really well.
Yeah, remember you explained that to me. Yeah,
tremendously well. And I met Shannon Penna in the gym. Mm-hmm. She goes by Quest Creator, and her and her husband, became gym acquaintances. Mm-hmm. And I remember one day she gave me a couple protein bars. Hey, I'm making these in my kitchen. We figured out how to commercialize it. My husband's, we're producing it now. And I saw her like a few weeks later, and said the bars were amazing. She talked for like a half hour how passionate she was about. She's a real super foodie.
Yeah.
And I don't know, something resonated in me where I was like, this is just a cool person. I want to help her. I'm a bodyguard. Like, how can I help her? And I said, hey, next week I'm doing security at the celebrity golf tournament up in Riviera Country Club. I said, I can't get it in a talent's hands because I'm protecting him, but my friend's doing the PR, and that started our relationship. I got she dropped him off at my house. I gave him to the PR person, said, hey, my friends own this company. And my friend just got it in everyone's hands. I got pictures, and it's crazy. It was before social media. Facebook just started.
Yeah.
Got some content, as they call it now. It was just pictures and video, right?
Yeah.
And I shared it with Shannon and Ron, and they're like, oh my God, how do you know these people? And it just started the wheels in motion. And then I got it on a set of Extra with Mario Lopez because I did his security. Early days of the Kardashian shows because the production company knew me. And I remember it was a very defining moment after help. And by the way, I was just getting a kick out of it.
Yeah.
Cool people.
You're just passionate about it.
9 months later, Ron calls me to the office and says, hey, we feel like we're stealing from you. You're bringing us all this value. He's used those words. I think we're stealing from you. I said, he goes, we're not doing anything for you. And I literally said, I get free protein bars, which he cracked up. He busted up. I work for food, right?
Yeah.
And he said, you're worth way more than that. We're going to put you on the payroll. And I said, no, please don't. I was doing quite well.
Yeah.
He said, you could give it to charity. And I remember the first time.
What a good person. What a that he would step that one good. You're being good for wanting, but two for him to.
He's like, yeah, we want to start
to
paying.
Not taking advantage of you, but to just be like, hey, like I see this, and we need to.
And and I remember I got that first check, and something kicked inside because I grew up very low middle class, and my dad worked hard, everything, and I thought, oh my God, now I really need to prove myself. I'm getting paid, shit.
Yeah, and responsibility.
I never shared it with them, but I kicked into overdrive mentally, thinking, okay, where else can I get this? And it became not only a mission but an obsession.
Wow.
Yeah, and the product was good, and here's the thing, I think it was because of them more so than the product. Cool people, right? And then, yeah.
And what year was that? Like the intro, like what was that year that you?
Probably around 2011. Yeah. And by the way, Shannon, I give all the kudos to her. None of us would be here as far as our company. She made the first 14 flavors in her kitchen. Wow. She was just a super foodie. Made these protein balls, and Ron's like, I think there's something here, babe. Like, everyone likes them.
I mean, Quest is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and they had a tech company then, and Ron would bring it to work, and tech guys are like eating Red Bull and drinking Monster and stuff, and they were like, whoa, these are pretty good. Like, can we get more? And then he knew he had a light bulb moment, like, wait, there's something here. If these tech guys are eating it.
Yeah. I always feel like the macros on the Quest bars was like, it was, I think now it's more common, right? Like they kind of set the standard that now that people have to meet that standard. But I felt, at least, I could be wrong, but at least at that time I felt like you couldn't go anywhere and get a bar that was of that. Like it was, and it was amazing. I remember the apple pie used to be my favorite.
Oh, my God. I'm getting hungry now.
Yeah.
No, the apple pie was, matter of fact, you're right. You'd taste it and then turn over and say, oh, it's pretty clean.
Yeah.
Low carb, high protein, gluten free. And there was really nothing like it.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot of Quest bars out there, different variations, and God bless the people that are doing it. But yeah, we were the first, and that's what I think caused us to catapult.
And it's really cool to see how Quest has kind of changed the industry, but also like now look at all the benefits from, that's strung from their success, right? Like everyone had to kind of flip their switch, flip their models, and put better ingredients in the products and keep the macros in those frames, right?
And here's what's interesting. At the time Quest launched that same year, I think 400 nutrition companies launched. I don't know who they are, but what's interesting is the bar category rate rose as a whole.
Yes.
People would go into a GNC and, I'll buy a Quest bar. Oh, what's that Crunch bar? What's that? Mm-hmm. The whole, because I always wonder how that worked, and they said the whole category rose. Other brands that were just like hanging on our coattails, millions of dollars. Pretty cool concept.
That is really
and
cool.
Now, and I tell people it works in consumable items. I mean, you might go in to buy a Monster drink, and what's this next door? Let me grab one of those too.
Yeah, because I remember like when I first started seeing it like in stores, and I bought one, and I'm like, dude, these macros are great. And I kept buying them, and then I eventually just like I messaged I think I got a hold of Vasa, and I was just like, hey, you don't know me, but like I am a huge fan of your products. Like so are my athletes. It's a great treat in the midst of camp and stuff. And Vasa was just always so kind to us.
He was the best. Yeah. He was the best. He started out as an intern, and he was the best.
He did?
He was working at Sharky's as a restaurant, and he came in as an intern, unpaid, and started master marketer.
Wow.
He helped build out the whole team, and then legendary.
I remember him being so polished back then, so it's crazy that you're saying like he was just,
we didn't know anything. The funny thing about him and I we're both just relationship-based guys.
Yeah, just authentic. And I think that's why,
and people wanted to like be part of it and help us, and it was like, oh my God, like, back in the day, Ronda Rousey was just like loved us, and she didn't ask for anything. But we had great people in the fight game, let alone that were just like, oh, this is cool. You guys are cool. The product's cool. Yeah.
I think when you have like a superior product like that, like people are willing to go, like just like you were, right? Like you just love that product, and you're like, hey, let me help you.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, when the product's that good, they're willing to kind of just put the sweat equity in.
And I don't try and get too cliche. I have a saying, I like bringing value to other people, and I just have no expectations. If I could send you product, you enjoy it, great. If it changes your life, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at what point did you know Quest was really going to take off? Like, was there a point where you're like, hey, we're really turning the corner here?
When people started writing us and saying, hey, you've changed my life. I've lost 30 pounds over the last 5 months because it was my go-to snack. I've got diabetes and my blood sugar doesn't spike. I've got celiac disease, which I didn't even know what that word meant then. I have it doesn't cause any issues. And all of a sudden I realized, I had a moment where I used this term. We went from being a protein bar company to a mission-based company. Like, in other words, we were changing lives. Yeah. And then I knew, okay, well, we're onto something here. People are like,
got a bigger purpose.
A bigger purpose. I wouldn't say it wasn't designed that way, but all of a sudden it just happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and I'm getting invited to diabetes conferences and celiac conferences and gastric. And I'm like, I've never heard of any of these things. And I'm going with these women who are like, I've lost 100 pounds, and they attest it to clean eating and Quest. I'm like, holy shit, like that's crazy.
Because Quest was, I feel like, one of the first bars, like it tasted like a treat. It tasted like you were kind of cheating. Like it could, like, and when I would do weight cuts with my athletes, I felt like it would hold me over. You know what I mean?
Right.
It would take away that, that urge to go in the pantry and eat a dozen Oreos, right?
Right.
Like you had that, and you felt like,
yeah, we had this hashtag called Cheat Clean, and then people started sending us recipes saying I microwaved it, or girls would chop it up and like cook it like a cookie, like. Yeah. And I was like, oh, pretty creative people. Yeah, and you're right. It cut that craving. Oh, okay. I instead of having a Snicker bar, I've got this for a minute.
And then I've always wanted to ask you this too, because I feel like every good business does have an exit strategy, right? At some point, you kind of have to know when, like when they sold and kind of how, like, just any advice on that, like getting to a certain point, because you've built this baby, right? It gets to a certain point, and then it's kind of like, hey, at what point do you consider that?
Well, early on, I don't think it was not a conversation. When I joined them and started to spend time, I think the conversation was going to be a generational company. It wasn't until we had that financial momentum, and actually a friend of mine who used to be an agent in Hollywood started his own investment firm, and he ran into me and said, "Oh, my
your connection, your Rolodex list."
He said, and what I think his client at the time was Ryan Gosling, or one of the actors. He said, "They love Quest bars." He goes, "Can I come in and talk to you guys?" I'm like, "Yeah, come on in." And next thing you know, he's sitting in front of the founders saying, "Hey, I invest in companies, and you guys should think about an exit." And they're like, "Really?" And that's when the wheel started of, oh, we can actually like sell this thing. And
man, they must love you. You help get them in the initial influencers, and you bring in the investors.
And it's crazy. And it was the best investment that company ever made. And it was obviously a win for everybody.
Yeah.
And we're still friends to this day. His name's Dave Barham. He was just at the office the other day because now he wants to do something with a new company. But you know what? It's interesting. I think everyone now has the mindset of, I'm going to build something and sell it. I think that's okay, but it's also okay to have a generational company where maybe you'll phase out and your kids will become generational.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting because Quest sold for $1 billion cash, but at 9 months before they were offered $1.5 billion, and they turned it down. So is there ever a right time? Who knows?
Yeah. People have always kind of, there's been a couple offers to buy Iridium over the years, and I don't know. I just couldn't let go of my baby. Like in my mind, I want to see it through. I want to see what it could have can be. You know what I mean? And maybe people don't think that's the best business move, but for me, it always just made the most sense.
It's weird for me now. I don't really feel like I work. I enjoy life. I'm connecting with people. I'm meeting people. I'm coming here to see you guys do a podcast. I'm going to fight tonight. I think I'm living, and I'm still building the brand, right?
Yeah.
I think the same way if you're enjoying what you're doing, Yeah. And at some point, I do know this. All money does is facilitate things in life.
Yes.
I know friends of mine that make $10 million a year, and they'll text me and say, hey, my wife's not talking to me. My kids hate me.
Yeah.
And then I know people that make $60,000 a year, like, hey, I'm going to Disneyland this weekend. You want to come hang out? We're having a great time. It's like, so I don't think money really is a deciding factor.
That's what really attracted me to you and Boston. When the first time I went to Hawthorne to meet you guys, I feel like the culture of your room was like, everyone was just so like, they were bought in, happy. I'm like, it was a good lesson for a young, I'm like, wow, like they got it going on over here. Like you could tell, like you weren't just like, hey, Jason, you were really about that product.
Yeah.
Like, you really knew it inside and out. You were passionate about it. It was like, damn, these guys are authentically in,
And I want that for everybody. I want people to have a why and purpose in life, and enjoy it.
So after Quest, then like walk me through like the urge to start Legendary and kind of get that ball rolling.
So what's crazy is, Ron, who's, Shannon's husband, the founder, we had brought in the investment firm, obviously, and they were going to eventually roll it up, and they brought in the CEO specifically, as I call it, to clean up the company, right, to make it. And Ron, a year before we sold, he was genius. He went to the investors and said, hey, I want to start this company. It's going to be nut butters and seasoned nuts, like almonds, right? Blue Diamond, whatever. And they were like, oh, okay, that's cute. Go do your thing. Like, they didn't even give it a second thought because he said he got permission, right?
Yeah.
And so that was a year, actually more than a year before we actually sold Quest. So once we sold Quest, we couldn't do anything in the protein space because of non-compete. So I was helping them. It was crazy. I literally just had to switch my mindset because I'm like, we did really well at Quest. And they said, we don't have any money at Legendary. We're starting from ground zero again. And I found myself on 3 times a week with a lab coat on, going to a kitchen commissary in Pasadena, making nuts by hand, like in these big tumblers with like 4 or 5 guys, and making nut butters in these big, like, I didn't know anything about the food space.
Yeah.
And I realized, wow, we're starting from ground zero again.
Wow.
And then after the non-compete was up, then we started making the protein pastries and it evolved. But I don't know if there's ever a promise, but one thing it was a learning lesson for me as far as business. He brought over about 7 of us. And it was interesting because he said, hey guys, I need to know how much money you need to make. I'm paying you out of my own pocket. And these are all private conversations, right? I don't know what people are asking. And I said to him, I've seen this movie before. I don't need any money. I'm good. Because I was still getting paid by Quest, by the way.
Yeah.
They kept me on for a year to be like a good shepherd of the company. And it's funny, some guys, I guess, asked for a lot of money, and a year later, none of them were there. I think because they were short-sighted.
Yeah, they didn't see the long game.
Yeah, like I need X amount a month because I have whatever. And I always tell people, listen, your problem, don't make your problem someone else's problems.
Yeah.
So anyway, I bought
Very
in,
smart
and
advice.
I bought in, and I did the same thing at Quest, and now we're fast forward, doing okay.
That's so impressive. I just feel like you've always put the sweat equity first, and I think that's been the key.
Yeah, sweat equity.
You put that in first. You put your serving and giving first, and the rest takes care of itself.
Yeah, and is it guaranteed? No. I mean, but it somehow has worked for me because I just truly, and I always say this, I'm glad we're not selling canned corn. Like, I really like that we're selling like something that's enjoyable, and it feels like, I mean, now I got mom sending me a picture of a 2-year-old eating a donut. It's like, it's enjoyable.
Yeah. No, I've actually, my nephew's 4, and I've been, he loves donuts. I've been giving him some of the donuts. I've been like, or like the Pop-Tart, the pastries, you know what I mean? Yeah, and he doesn't know the difference, right? And he's getting way better.
Kids are easy to trick.
Yeah, and it's just I'm happy like we're kind of starting down this path. Like, hey, you can have he's kind of like back to the Quest cheat clean, right? Like, you can have this, even during wrestling season,
Exactly.
And it's a good way to kind of.
I wish we had this when I was wrestling in high school.
Right.
I was just tortured.
Oh man. So how long has you been Legendary going now? How many years?
Well, we
now?
sold Quest 5 years ago now, so really over 6 years. Wow. 7 in a concept, but it was a process,
And where do you see it now? Where do you see it going? Or
the food space is endless, right?
Right.
People are always looking for options, and I just say that what I think we learned a lot of believe it or not, we had a lot of mistakes at Quest. We got big fast, and we started spending money irresponsibly. And I have this saying now, brand consistency is better than brand creativity. And we were consistently giving out bars, and all of a sudden we had someone in our leadership say, hey, let's make a music video to launch one of the flavors.
Yeah.
$700,000 later.
You probably didn't need to.
We didn't sell one extra bar. We started doing silly things. So at Legendary, all we're doing is we're never going to do that. We've had these commitments saying, if someone comes in from the outside, it's great. We're not. We just keep getting product in hands, and I think Legendary is more relatable. If I can't use the word Pop-Tart, but everyone grew up with a Kellogg's Pop-Tart.
Yes.
We have a protein pastry.
Yes.
Everyone's had a Cinnabon or a sweet roll.
Yes.
We have the version. And now donuts. When I open these donuts, it reminds me when I was a kid, you get like the 4 or 5 packs, little sleeve. So it's more relatable foods. And we have actually Olympia, which is coming up next week in Vegas here. We're going to launch our macaroni and cheese. And it tastes just like Kraft macaroni and cheese.
What?
And if you grew up in the States, everyone's had some point in their life.
Yeah, I grew up on it.
Yeah, right. Every kid has. We're going to have Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Every Friday night, my mom would make.
Exactly. I lived in the same household. Yeah, it was always the same staple.
Yeah.
Except so we have stuff in the pipeline.
Yeah.
That I'm always like, whoa, man, people are going to be blown away about like pizza things and snacks and everything that you crave. We all want it. We all have a fat kid inside of us, right?
Well, that's why I've always been a huge fan of Legendary, because you guys are making stuff that we want to eat, but maybe within our diet restrictions, you can't.
Yeah.
And now you're able to just have a little, and you feel like you're being flexible. It's like,
100%,
okay,
it's an option.
Sometimes it's a mental break too, right? When you're so monotonous in your nutrition and your diet, like even a little segue out, you're like, oh, okay.
And I have both fighters and fitness people say, dude, I had like 2 of your donuts with coffee this morning. I'm good. Like I'm in heaven now for a week.
Yeah.
And all what 200 calories and 20 grams of protein. It didn't even phase their training.
Yeah, I love it because that's like my big thing is the 20 to 200. Like they kind of keeping that percentage of So for me, it's always an easy grab when and talking about that too, because I felt like you guys got distribution pretty quick. Maybe I'm wrong, but I felt like I started seeing it everywhere. Because I remember when Voss was telling me about the nut butters and stuff, and I remember he sent me some of that, and that was amazing.
They were great.
Oh yeah, they were.
I want to bring them back. Ron, can we bring them back?
Yeah. But they were almost too good. It was almost like you found yourself getting to the
eat a whole jar.
But then I felt like it just took off. I'm like, gosh, these guys don't miss. It just seemed like you were everywhere right away.
Nut butters and nuts were a challenge to move.
Yeah.
But they got in shelf. But I think, honestly, if I look now how we got places, I think a lot of it was our resume from Quest. Imagine calling it a buyer from Target or Walmart. I'm not interested in your product. Oh, we're the guys that built Quest. Oh, Quest? Oh, what do you have? Instead of just shutting the door. I think it made it easier. And, of course, the product is
phenomenal.
Phenomenal. So, but I think some of it was a little bit of a door opener.
Yeah, I mean, even like I've seen companies that even when they have a phenomenal product, it's still very tough to, to get that kind of distribution. I feel like again, to you it might have been years, so I don't want to. But for me, it just seems so fast. I was like, God, these guys don't miss. They went right back at it.
It's now because all my friends like I tripped it on at Terrible's and this gas station 7-Eleven. It was a process, but it's like seems like it's everywhere. I will tell people this, and I don't care what product you have, you can't outmarket a bad product.
No,
I have friends of mine have products, and they're like, "I'm not selling." I said, "Well, honestly, like it's your R&D. You got to go back." And they take it personally. If it's not selling or people are not buying, someone will buy something once from you, right?
Yep.
But if they don't buy it again, then you got to ask, "Hey, what was wrong with my product?" You got to be. The problem is, that ego gets in the way. My wife loves it. My kids love it.
Ego is the enemy.
Yeah, just say, "Hey, listen, I got to start over."
Yes.
Like the donuts I'm leaving you today will not be the same ones you'll get in 6 months because we'll find a better way to make it more macro-friendly.
Wow.
Nothing ever stays consistent in our company.
You're constantly evolving. So
Always. We have a massive R&D team, all young guys and women. The difference between us and like a Kellogg's, they put something out in the market, it's staying the same for 20 years.
Yeah.
They're not changing. It's the same content, the same sugar, whatever. We're like, okay, that was good then, but what can we do there's a new sweetener, there's a new protein powder, there's a new something.
Wow.
Yeah.
So mac and cheese.
That's crazy.
It's just mac and cheese.
Literally.
So you could throw like a protein, like a chicken or a steak.
Oh, yeah. No, people are going to be huge on ours. I like it personally without the cheese. I'm like a noodle kind of salt and pepper and olive oil kind of guy. And I mean, listen, there's things I don't necessarily like. I'm like, this is amazing. Like, you got to be kidding me. Yeah. And even my daughter, who is a layperson, she's not really big on protein. She's now like, holy cow, these donuts are really good. And at first she was like, I wasn't sure because I think people psychologically too, 20 grams of protein, it's not going to taste good. But now
that's my wife 100%.
But my kids are now hooked. And at first they're like, come on, Dad, don't try and shove it. Now they're like, hey, can you bring home Pop-Tarts?
Wow. That's really cool.
But the mac and cheese, I got to tell you, I think that the runway is going to be endless.
And the macros are similar on the mac and cheese?
Oh, yeah, every identical. I think actually, you know what? The PCAL it's higher protein than anything we have right now. And you're right. I see fighters with putting chicken in there and beef, and all of a sudden they're getting 100 grams.
You could really get the macro into.
Oh my gosh! 100 grams of protein for a meal or whatever they need to meet their goals or weight.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be change the future.
So reverse this for me. So then, how long again? For example, then for this mac and cheese to come out, like how long are you guys in this stage?
Well, so the Olympia's next week, first week in October. It probably won't hit the market until January.
I'm saying from when you start it, when you okay, guys, we want to do mac and cheese.
Oh yeah.
Like how long does it take? Like how many bad taste tests?
Well over a year.
Wow.
I tried. It's funny. Ron is the super food. Listen. There's got to be a gap stop, right? Someone's got to say yay. 2 weeks ago, he said no. There's a certain taste I don't like, and we're like, oh my god, I thought it was amazing. So, like I said, we have it finally locked. Excuse me, but it'll change again.
Wow.
But no, it's interesting. So being around Ron, I remember the Quest days, even Legendary, I would try a product and say, oh, let's put it, let's wrap it and go. And it would just go out, it would disappear. Like we never made it to market. And I'd be like, what happened to that product? It just wasn't good enough. I'm like, damn, like I'm always pushing to bring shit back.
Yeah.
But we've shelved things as quick as it's come to fruition,
Yeah, I'm just so curious to see what you guys come up with. Mac and cheese to me, like that's a no-brainer.
Right?
To me,
it's an American favorite.
Yeah.
Like I said, relatable foods. We want people. I said this one time. We love going to these Super Bowl parties and viewing parties, and there's nothing but Doritos and nachos and Oreo cookies. We want to have like the same. A legendary table where, I can have chips and salsa and mac and cheese except a healthier version,
The chips are such a game changer for me. When the Quest chips came out back in the day,
they were great.
Such a freaking.
I make nachos. It's funny. The Quest chips are much thinner now. I don't know if you had legendary yet, but they're more popcorny, thicker.
Yes, I have.
They're different. A completely different chip. And we have a chip that's going to come out that's going to replace all of them. We'll probably go with the one chip.
I took my nephew, I forget where we were at. We travel a lot actually with him. But I ended up getting those chips to kind of like deceive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, gotta get some chips. And I'm like, yeah, you can get these. Okay. And he was like, oh, wow, these are good. And I looked at him, my wife was like, see, look, he's
because there's a brand. No idea. I love them. But, there again, I think they're great.
Yeah. No,
I like the Quest chips too, though, but it's a different form factor.
It definitely is. It definitely is. But that was like the first time I was like, oh wow, I can actually have chips. Like I can actually feel like a little normal. Like just kind of what you said. Like you're watching the fights at home. Like, hey, get a couple people over. Like they're bringing all the good stuff, and I'm like always trying to stay lean. And I'm like, well, at least now I can feel like I have a bowl of chips that. I don't feel like I feel like a human being. I'm not like the weirdo.
So I've made nachos with them. I'll put 2 bags on a pan and a half a pound of shredded chicken and a little bit of mozzarella cheese or whatever. And it's like there's literally 90 grams of protein in it. To me,
I'm gonna have to copy
and
that.
pico de gallo, chopped tomatoes. I'm just like, I feel good about eating this, and to me, it's amazing.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And then is there like a amount like, hey, we're trying to create X amount of new products every year, or we're focusing on, like you said, making these constantly better? Like,
we will always be evolving, but we have things already like where conversations R&Ds. Like I go by and I'll say, hey, what's that? Oh, this is going to be out in 6 months, hopefully, and it's just a new form factor of a product.
Wow.
We are going to, I think protein bars are in our future, even though, I mean, a traditional protein bar, not traditional, but a protein bar.
That'd be cool.
Could be like, it could be disguised as a Snickers bar, but 20 grams of protein.
I would like it.
Yeah.
I would like to see it. That'd be really cool. And so now, I mean, you're in the stage, you 2 companies now, you kind of brand build. It just seems like being consistent and keeping the serving and giving kind of like that main thing for you is what's maintained it. Because I mean, you guys have done this now. This isn't like you got lucky or you know what I mean? Like this is 10, 15 years of
for sure.
kicking ass,
And it's interesting because people used to use the word, oh, you got lucky, the stars lined up, Bruce, you were in the right opportunity place. And I get it. Okay, cool. We did it one time. But then when you do it again, it's like, oh, Ron calls it a side hustle. We started with a side hustle and it turned into something big. The only different thing is unique now, and we have much more of a different philosophy. So after hanging out with all these a group of guys all these years, right?
Yeah.
We are all going to be affected by cancer and heart disease. Probably more so cancer. Every single person in the world. And my family has been devastated by it. So right now, if you come to our office in Santa Monica, we're spending about $6 million a year on cancer research. Wow. We have our own labs, our own techs. We have a former orthopedic surgeon who's overseeing everything. So I think now it's my saying, we sell donuts to cure cancer. We're not advertising. It's not on any website yet.
I didn't know this.
Yeah,
this is amazing.
Because we're doing CO2 treatment. We've got some fighters that come in for treatment. We've got bodybuilders who have plaque built up in their arteries from doing. Yeah. But we are now aggressively helping people live longer. And you hang out with a bunch of dudes, right? And as you know, I mean, my friend John Bartola, I remember him. He passed away. We were dear friends. Like we want to see our friends live longer. And that's our goal.
I think that's such a great mission to be after. I mean, I've had cancer in my family as well. Like I'll be honest. I mean, I'm scared to death of cancer.
For sure, my dad died a little young. My brother, my cousin. So now and it's not just bullshit. Like people say, "Oh, I'm raising money to do cancer research." Like they do tests. I'm like, wait, well, hold on. Like advanced blood tests. There's CO2 treatments and ketogenic diets have been known to stop the burning
growth
of glucose because of sugar, basically. So we're doing some cool things, and that's what I think makes it way more rewarding now than just like selling protein.
So, forgive me, I didn't know. This is awesome.
Yeah.
When did that start? Like, at what point you guys were like, "Hey, we're gonna start"?
We were still at Quest, and we did a ketogenic study. We had a ranch in Texas because Texas was easy because regulations were less. You'd be able to do like PET scans and stuff. Yeah. And we had dogs with cancerous tumors. They would be reversed just strictly with a diet. Now, keep in mind, a dog can't go to the refrigerator, right? So it's easy to captivate. And then we did it with some humans, and it was positive results. So fast forward, and it's all been Ron's money. I want to say it's all his money. It's not like
really.
It worked. If literally, depending on what your ailment is, right? We had people. A guy had a brain tumor, and it shrank. He lives in Laguna Beach. Today he's alive. He lives a very stringent life, but. So that's our goal now. Like, we want to see people live longer. And here's a cool thing with us. If we do something for 6 months or a year and it doesn't work, okay, that didn't work. Let's move on. Let's not waste years pretending we're researching, Yeah.
Like pivoting and kind of going on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that about you guys. That's so amazing.
No, it's crazy. Like it's been 5 or 6 years. This whole thing about ketones.
Yes.
We actually had lunch with Dana in Beverly Hills, and it was going to be a 30-minute meeting. 3 hours later, he's like, "What? You guys are doing what?" Yeah, so we're just not. The problem is you can't tell the world till you have answers, right? Because then you're just a bunch of protein guys thinking they're curing cancer, right?
Yeah.
But we're on to something. And the good news is for us, for me anyway, I wake up every morning thinking, hey, we're going in the right direction to help people.
Like you're selling a great product that's a healthy alternative to what usual American lifestyle is, and using that to help fund it. I mean, that's just
So to me, it's a way better. It's just a more rewarding feeling for me anyway. Like it's emotional for me if I talk about it because I have friends of mine that died and.
Yeah, no, cancer has been in my family as well.
Yeah.
So it's something I'm always, like I did that test to see like if there's any like cancer
cells
like or genes. Or, I don't know the correct terminology, forgive me, but you know what I'm talking about.
100%.
I went and got that
There's a couple
test.
companies that have it. And I've had friends of mine say, oh, you're predetermined or designate, like a couple of my girlfriends that have dormant cells for breast cancer. Now they're being proactive in it,
Yeah, like my wife's like someone told me about it, and I went like that day and got. I didn't know you're that worried about it. Like I'm like, babe, it's always in the back of my mind that.
Yeah, I'm blank on what it's called, but women have there's certain a gene, and they could test for it.
Yeah, my wife actually had a breast cancer scare 2 years ago, and it was the worst 9 days of my life because you're just fighting with the insurance companies. You're trying to get
mammogram,
you know what I mean. You're trying to get all these tests quickly. Like they kind of just drop this, like, ooh, that doesn't look good. Like what, and you're kind of sitting there in the standstill, like. It made me like when people would say, hey, my uncle has cancer or my mom has cancer. And was I authentic when I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry for you. Like ever since that scare, I'd be like, man, I am so sorry. Because I went through 9 days of not knowing and I literally couldn't even think straight. Like so now I didn't like it kind of puts you in a different look,
and if you're affected by it, then you have a different perspective. It's easy if some stranger has it. Okay, that's glad it's not me.
Wow. But, so you really feel like the research you guys are doing is really...
Yeah, for sure. No, and we're not, like I said, we're not cookie cutting. We've got some oncologists now on board, cardiologists who are like, wait, you guys are doing what? And they've come and visited and we show them and they're like, oh, I want to help you guys. I want to be part of it. Because we're not doing what traditional medicine would do, right?
Yeah.
You go to school, even my daughter who's a nurse, she'll say to my dad, I'm not sure about that because they go to school thinking a certain way, just like doctors do. Like I have a cardiologist and he's now spent time with us. He's like, oh, you guys are onto something. Wow. I was only taught a certain way in school because that's how life is, right? So,
but overwhelmingly, the keto diet, if something was
that's just one thing that's of many,
But that's like as far as nutrition, though, I'm saying like that. That's like a instant
for
like
sure.
That'll,
because it cuts off your sugar supply, which cancer cells burn on glucose.
Yeah. So once you remove all that, then
you guys come out to LA, we'll show you the lab. You'll be like, oh my God.
Yeah. Where are you guys based out now? Like
Santa Monica, right in the heart of Santa Monica, Colorado.
Okay. Heck yeah.
Yeah, we just moved to
beautiful area.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And you're still out and you're still
based in
But you're out here a lot though.
I love it coming out here. I mean, if it's not for an expo or it's for like tonight, Power Slap or
that's one thing like I've always noticed. Like we connected at Quest.
Yeah.
And I was very young back then, and you very like I
still
learned
very
a lot.
young.
Yeah, I learned a lot. Wow, like they're running a very high level thing here. And then we linked up with John, rest in peace, the podcast. I mean, I always remember like, you're so good. Like, you're like, hey, let me give you a surprise. And like you did, you said it to me. I was like, I was like, damn, like, I just feel like you're very good with people. Like, and that's something I always try to pick up. Like, I think in today's world, we're not present because of all the, at the phone or, you know what I mean? Like you're doing this.
And listen, we have to pay our bills, right? And a lot of things are transactional, but like, I even learned from John, I was on his podcast 5 times and, he was truly an authentic relationship builder. Yeah. Like he says, I don't, it's not about money. Like I want to have good people in my life, Yeah. So yeah.
I know I've always been super impressed because everyone always speaks so highly of you and you have this Rolodex and like, I don't think because that's not monetized or quantified, right? Like it does it, but I guess for these young kids coming up, it's like, that's something you really need to focus on. Like that is the key to it all is the relationships,
yeah. Go, I tell people, you go out to these networking events, show up, meet people. Don't make it just transactional. Don't, meet someone. How do I make money from you? And I have friends of mine who do that. I don't begrudge them, but in the long haul, these relationships you're going to lean on.
Yeah.
It's weird. Sometimes I'll get a text from someone I haven't talked to in 4 years. I'm like, hey man, I'm in town. Can we have lunch? I'm like, oh yeah, sure. I had this idea. I just want to pick your brain for 5 minutes. But there's no money involved. It's just, if I could, to me, and it really has become my purpose and why I like helping brands. Like I tell people, hey, call me. Here's my cell phone. Yeah. I'll give you whatever, 20 minute, half hour, whatever you need.
What was so impressive too was, you're right. When Quest was getting off, like the social media was not where it is today, right? Yeah. So even if people said, okay, they got lucky with Quest, but like Legendary's gone through the stage where social media and influencers and like you guys have done it again, right? And it's like, hey, like again, it goes back to the authenticity of the relationships. Like, I think a lot of brands these days, they really rely on social media influence. I think they can only go so far at some point.
Yeah, even like, so when we launched the donuts, we sent out, I think 2,500 these, cool boxes with a note, and I had my own list, and I didn't. It was a letter from me, but signed. Yeah. I had to sign them all. I signed 500 letters.
Yeah.
But I want to make a contact with someone, and what's weird? Okay, you got a box which is worth whatever, $15, but I'd have people like Jay Cutler, like big names, say, "Oh my God, thanks, Bruce." And then it reminded me every time I do it, reminded me how authentic the relationships really are.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that for me, man. Like that was so kind of you to do.
Yeah.
Because you build those relationships. And by the way, I get brands. Hey, I'm going to send you a hat and shirt. Can you please post about it? Yeah. No, I'd rather not. I'll wear it. If I like it, I'll talk about it. It's got to be authentic.
Yeah.
It can't be transactional.
But I think it goes back to your product always being so good that people were doing it organically. Like the product, I think that's the one thing I picked up from you guys. Yeah. Like the product has to be that.
You have to. It's got to speak for itself. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'll be like, like some companies that come out with bars and stuff that I see at GNC or even at the gas station. I'm just very curious. Like in my head, I'm like, man, that's not going to work.
We buy them all, by the way. Every bar you'll ever see, we buy them all
and try them all.
Try them all, test them all. And by the way, we don't ever bash on our competition. To me, and it's another thing I really have learned, you need to be obsessed with your customers, not your competition at all. In every arena. I don't care if you're a sports agent or just focus, be obsessed with your customers and your talent. We buy other people's product just to see what's out there.
Yeah.
And we'll even test it. And there's companies that lie on what they put in their macros, but we're not here to call them out. Great. But it is interesting because there's so many products out there now. There's a cookie and a bar out all the time. So.
It's funny you said I read this book called Unreasonable Hospitality. It's about a restaurant in New York and just the levels they're willing to go to just give someone an experience.
Yeah.
And I just thought in my head, I'm like, I see like another agency did this. I imagine like, oh, good for them. Like I'm just focused on giving my clients like A1, the best treatment. You know what I mean? Like every little detail I can hit for them, and the rest take care of itself. I don't need to be. Yeah.
And I think maybe part of is human nature. Oh wait, what they do? Yeah. But I have friends of mine sometimes will send me a picture. Hey, this donut came out. That's cool. Good I hope they do well. I mean, I don't.
I love the attitude. Yeah. Simon Sinek had this book.
I love him.
It was an Endless Game, I think it was called, or something. And he kind of talked about that, like when the director, like some news reporters at the director of Apple, like, hey, did you see that Microsoft's coming up with this new like MP3 and it's going to have 600 songs and yours only has 200 songs, and are you nervous they're going to take over the market share? And he's like, oh, that's good for them. And then like 2 weeks later, they dropped the iPhone and just completely like they were so focused on their process, they weren't worried what other people were doing.
You're right. It's all about the customer experience. Yeah. There are certain companies I could think of.
Infinite Game, that's what it was called.
Oh, yeah. I know that one.
Yeah.
But I was talking earlier to your partner, like First Form is a prime example. Mm-hmm. Andy and Sal, what they built. They have loyalty beyond loyalty. Yeah. We're kind of doing the same thing. We have ambassadors that like love us and clients that love us and customers love us. And that's all you can care about.
Yeah. No, I think I deal with Jarrett a lot at First Form.
Oh, I love him. Yeah.
He's been phenomenal. I actually had him on the podcast.
Yeah, I go out to all their events. I go out to the Summer Smash.
I feel like they've done a great job of that community. Like I just feel like
community.
And if you go there, if you go to Missouri, like man, they really treat you like. It's almost like a recruiting show that you put a collar, so you know what I mean? They got the locker, they got the whole
gym, the locker. Yeah, you walk in the locker room and said, I don't think NFL teams have a locker room like this.
Yeah, you're like, wow, I feel like I'm being recruited, but I don't know.
I remember the first time I went, they had my name on a locker. I'm where do I sign?
Yeah.
So but that, and it's not, that's authentic.
Yeah.
They live it, they believe it. And that's why I tell brands like, look at these other brands and follow what they do. Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with following someone who's already proven it,
Like, going back to the catch, I love that Legendary is there because I just feel like it's always a quick grab. Like, you don't have to think. Like, you can grab that, get a water, and you got 200 calories and you got 20 grams of protein, no matter what, whether it's the pastries or whatever's there. You can just grab and go. You're good. You're straight.
And that's what it's called, grab and go. Sometimes you look at it, you're in a 7-Eleven. Okay, oh, shoot. What do I do?
It just eliminates the think process or the ability to mess up in that place. I feel like, at least for me, just in all the years, like you walk into a grab, like a 7-Eleven, there's a lot of ways to F up right here.
For sure.
This can go sideways.
Yeah, you smell the warm pizza. You got all these things going on, and you're like, okay, wait, let me focus here. What do we got?
And I want to ask you this too, like, you guys ever target like certain age demographics, or it's just going to actually a community of health conscious people? Because I feel like you guys have transcended a lot of age groups, but I don't know if that was intentional or if it's just like, hey, if we put a healthy product, people health conscious, it's going to work.
Here's my philosophy, and it doesn't work for a lot of these marketing people. I remember at Quest, there was a period of time where they said, we've got to figure out our demographics, and they use the word archetype. And we spent, this is when we were doing really well financially, and we convinced to spend $300,000 on this survey.
Wow.
And I remember one time I just said this and they thought I was stupid, right? I said, listen, to me, we have a protein bar. To me, our customers are 6 years old or 60 years old. And everywhere in between, oh, no, we got to get down to specific, Soccer Susie in the Midwest. I go, who cares? I really, at the end of the day, who cares? Like, and this is even better. I mean, you have a consumable item that tastes good and it's got great macros and no sugar. The donuts have no sugar or the other ones have no, I think sometimes marketing people over try and like complicate things. And
getting too in the weeds. Like let's just keep it
now.
simple.
I get it. Like a Walmart customer is not the same as a GNC customer, right? Mm-hmm. And one thing we have committed to, we started out in the fitness space, bodybuilding shows, CrossFit events, fighters, UFC. But we've never left them. Sometimes brands will start out someplace and say, okay, now we're doing cool stuff.
Yeah, and they kind of lose what's like that's
what you believe in. Yeah, and people in the fitness space are truly understand macros, calories, protein, and all that, and they become our voices, our coaches.
Yeah, my nephew's 4, and he's like, does this have protein in it? Is it good? But it's good that he's starting to
understands that.
And so I try to keep like these type of snacks on hand for him. So he's getting good protein. You know what I mean? Getting better macros. That's funny too because I feel like some of our teammates and their parents, I feel like sometimes in the youth, like, are they too young to eat that? And it's like, I'm sure you've seen this before, and it's like, no. Actually, like this is way better than.
It is interesting. I get moms, and it's almost like I find talking about nutrition is like talking about politics. Everyone's got their belief, and moms, my 8-year-old's too young to have that much protein. I go, I promise you, he's not. But you got to do your own homework and. But then also the problem is their doctor told them something. I'm like, okay, like I'm not here to argue with you, but no one ever gets enough protein.
So I think it's because it's just in American consumerism, like we've said, like what is for kid friendly and it's complete sugar filled. You know what I mean? But like it's like we're breaking these norms. And
it's a tough world because kids go to school and whatever they get fed in. I don't know if they still serve lunch in school. I don't know how it works now, but you're going to get what the school buys, and it's probably cheap stuff. And
where this is like you said, the sugar is like. Zero. It's
zero in the donuts and minimal in the pastry. So, but it's
not spike in there.
No,
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. We get people do Instagram stories or posts saying, "Hey, here's my meter," and nothing moves.
Wow.
Yeah, they want to show us. It's kind of cool, and they're great for us because we're not asking them. They just do it.
And mac and cheese. So like obviously that's available online. Like is it gonna be?
It will be. Oh yeah, it'll be kind of like the cup of noodle kind of thing.
Oh, so cool.
Oh no, I'm telling you right now, I'm already envisioning. I told these guys we need to have a mac and cheese like a pasta party at our place because we have this big cool place now. Yeah, we want to do some good stuff.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's even like good now because it's like okay, you have like you said, you want to watch your favorite Netflix show and have a little treat. Like that's what I use this for. Or if I'm at the gas station on a trip traveling for a fight, I just go grab the pastry, boom, I'm set, good. I got, and I buy a few. And if I'm in the hotel and it's late, at least I have that to go to so I don't go do something stupid and ruin my macros and my diet for the day. Yeah. But now it's like, hey, I'm in a pinch for dinner.
Yeah.
You can go whip that up super quick. And most people, like at least in my lane, like they already have beef or chicken cooked in the fridge. You know what I mean? They just throw that in there, boom, boom, boom. And like now you got this, like you said, it could be 80, 90 grams of protein in
all day long.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I crave sometimes for good old greasy potato chips. And I'm like, thank God I have these because I would eat a bag of just greasy potato chips. So
I've always liked to keep your products on hand just because I feel like it just helps me not to
waver.
To you know what I mean? Like 'cause if it's there, it's the self-discipline. You're like, oh. I have been working hard lately. You start like self-justifying and you're like, no. Like,
I've had mental issues because my daughter likes buying like crap sometimes. And I'm like, oh, God, please, can you put it in your room so I don't see it? But I've just moved past it now.
Are you pretty stringent in your diet and nutrition? Or
yeah. So it's interesting. I'm finishing a book, and my final chapter I decided is my health and fitness journey, which I wasn't going to do. But here's the thing.
Sorry, the book's like just your life story? Like,
no one's interested in my life story. It's part of my life story, but all my learnings. It's not out yet. It's
yeah.
called
I guess that's what I mean by life story. It's like basically like your journey.
Yeah, kid from New Jersey and all the things I've done, but it's called Lead with Value. But my point is, I've had my own struggles. I wrestled all through school and I did very well. But I always had that extra weight, kind of a chubby kid.
Yeah.
My first transformation was in the Marine Corps. I went in Marine Corps boot camp, dropped 30 pounds.
Wow.
And then I got out and I started working out and became big in powerlifting. But I've gone through these cycles. I remember I was telling it's in my book. There was a period of time when I was 250 pounds and had a 34-inch waist. I was I was a big boy, jacked. Wow. But then fast forward, 15 years later, I was 250 pounds and had a 41-inch waist. Talk about how things go, right? Mm-hmm. So crazy, we're sitting here. So 85 days ago, my friend Carl, who owns a company called Sunfair Meals, and it's a meal prep company.
Yeah.
I ran into him. I said, man, I saw myself on stage. I was speaking at an event. And I said, I could see how fat I was. I was wearing a double X sweatshirt. And I'm like, I can't, it's gross. And I've been on a meal prep. I'm actually down 55 pounds in 85 days. You can't, I mean, I wear a sweatshirt all the time, but.
No, I could tell. I mean, you look.
My face, I know, but my point is, and I realized I was going to finish the book, and then my friend said, you got to talk about, you're in this entrepreneurial space, you're guiding people in the nutrition space. You need to talk about, now it's for me the long game.
So really, it's just having that meal prep has really helped you.
I literally, here's what you eat, Bruce. Don't think about anything else. Right. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can cheat or have snacks, but I don't. There's no in and out for me. And and he said, "This is just lifestyle."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
When does the book come out? Or
it's almost done. So it's funny. I just had a call this morning because the editor, you're going back and forth, and I don't know. I barely graduated high school, so I surely can't write, but I know what I want to say.
Yeah.
So that we're going through I would say by November for sure. Wow. Lead with Value.
I can't wait to read it.
I'm pretty excited only because I never thought I was even qualified to write a book or even worthy of it or, self-doubt. And a friend of mine, his name's Bedros Koulian, and he started a chain called Fit Body Boot Camp. Mm-hmm. We spent the day together a couple years ago, and he said, Bruce, everyone on earth has a book in them, even if your mom's just going to buy it, right? Because, right?
That's a very good saying.
Good point, right? Yeah. He goes, you might have 6 or 7 books. He goes, I don't make all the things you've done. He goes, so you got to write a book. And I still was like, nah, no one cares. Unless you're Tom Brady, no one's going to read it, that kind of thing. And I finally just started doing it. And I was like, okay, wow. Because even though I was a dumb kid from New Jersey, all my work ethic was from my father. Yeah. All my leadership skills from my father. So there's just things I've learned.
No, I mean, like I said, I've watched you do it from almost you haven't slowed down. Like that's
and that's the other thing people ask me. Well, how come you're not slowing down? I don't know.
I think for me, I'm always interested and enamored by people that are enjoying life, and I've always felt like you've enjoyed.
Yeah,
like you've always been in a great mood. I've always seen seen you around, and I think like that's crazy because I think the book would be really good for a lot of people because you've segued in different careers, right? Like military, law enforcement, the private security you're running. Doing all these things, and it's like you've just kind of followed your passion for things, and it's worked out for you. And I think a lot of times people get like stuck in a rut in life, and they don't like man, go do what makes you happy. Life's too short.
That's what I tell people. I mean, listen, I get we have to pay our bills, but if I get people stuck in that day job, right? Well, start a side hustle at night.
Yeah. If
your passion is really to be a fighter or your real estate, just do it on the side and see how it goes. Don't quit your day job till you figure it out. But yeah, I think life's too short not to do what you enjoy for sure.
Yeah, and I've noticed that with you. Like when I was telling Jacob, I was like, it's always crazy to me that Bruce was like you would never think a Marine would be like, and I know that's me, forgive me, you know what I mean?
No.
But like it's like wow, like how many people do what you did and just say, I'm gonna segue into brand building.
I'm the first person to say I was the least qualified person to be in that position, but yet the most qualified. If I came in off the street with a resume and said, hey, I'd like to work at Quest Nutrition. Oh, what do you do? Well, I was in combat in the Marine Corps and I was a cop in LA, but I like to represent your brand. I would have never gotten through the front door.
Yeah.
So I just think everyone's qualified. If you have passion about doing something, you're qualified. Because part of the game is showing up, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you're able to talk about this, but where do you see, like, how do you view Quest now? Like, do you see what they're doing now? Do you have any
it's a public company. They were bought by Atkins. Remember Atkins? So they're a public company. I mean, I still buy their products if I travel to the airport. I like them. I mean, they've expanded. They have candy lines and stuff now. It's like an ex, but I have a good relationship with them, right? I mean,
well, that's why I wonder, because I've seen guys sell the businesses and then like their heart gets broken later because they're like, man, I wish I would, seeing it where it went. But I mean, obviously they're still never.
They've made changes. They're a big brand, but I have friends that work there. Mm-hmm. It is just kind of interesting because people well, tell me about Quest. Like, oh yeah, I heard about them. Like they don't even like it's because it seems like time's gone on.
They don't connect the two.
Yeah, but I'm very proud of them. I mean, listen, I'm proud of what we built.
Heck yeah.
And they've continued it in a different version because now they're a public company. They need to keep churning and.
Oh, I mean, they're everywhere now. You see them at Target, Walmart. I mean, you see them for.
Yeah, now
everywhere.
you have a board of directors as opposed to with us. We like did what we wanted,
And I always wonder about that too. Like, does that you think that affects the products and the authenticity
100%.
of it? Sometimes, like when you got all those cooks in the kitchen, right? We're with you and Shannon. You said right,
yeah,
your
Shannon.
husband. And I mean, it's just like a couple of you that are able to really double down on like, hey, this is a really good tasting product. This is what I want. Like you said, you thought the mac and cheese was great. And he was like, no.
Yeah, like Ron, and we joke around his side. He'll say, spend more money on the ingredients. Don't be cheap. Now, obviously, when you become a public company, all they're thinking about is saving money. How do we?
They may switch the ingredients.
Yeah, and it's not. I don't begrudge them, but it's very common in a public company to go, okay, how can we save money on protein? How can we make things less?
Yeah,
and it happens, and it happened at Quest, but they're still a great company.
Yeah,
but they have now people to answer to. Where's the stock market close today? What's the board doing? Yeah. And with us, it's our money to spend and.
It's more about profit margins rather than.
Of course. I mean, listen, you got to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
But then sometimes people are like, they keep the lights on at any extent,
Yeah. And you see yourself doing this.
Yeah. It's really weird. I don't know. I love it.
I can tell.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I mean, because I'm aging, right? But I feel like I'm around all these cool young people and I don't know, like, I hope it just keeps, because we have some interesting things coming out. We have a resistance gum coming out, right? You chew in for, it's completely, it'll be like through legendary science or something, but we've done studies about sleep apnea. That's a whole other thing. So we have a resistance gum we're going to have come out, which will be great for fighters and boxers and people.
They kind of just.
Oh my God. You do. I've tried it and you chew it for like 15 minutes twice a day. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, I feel like I got a workout. So we're doing things that I continue to be excited about. I'm like, wow, really? Holy cow.
Wow, so there's like no limits. You guys are
a
huge think tank at the
and what's
office.
cool about our team is if you say, hey, I think this is an option. Oh, let's explore it. No one just poops it. Okay, wow. Like the macaroni and cheese came because someone said, hey, here's an idea. I think we need to look into this. And we're like, nah. Oh, really? Maybe? Yeah.
That's freaking awesome. I'm like real excited to see it and try it. That's really cool. So that's dropping next week, you said.
What's that?
The mac and cheese?
Well, we're going to have it at the Olympia.
I'm saying, but it'll go out. Like,
probably by the end of the year. Yeah, we're showcasing it there to get the hype, because fitness people, because they either.
Olympia is just.
Yay or nay.
Yeah.
So.
That's so freaking awesome.
And next thing you know, it'll be everywhere, I hope.
Yeah, I was telling Jacob, because he was. I don't think he realized like how much longer I've known you.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, Jacob, you should have seen him 10, 12 years ago. Same, dude.
Yeah.
Same running and gunning, like.
Yeah, I literally told Vasa yesterday I was coming out because I was like, he's like, oh man, he goes, I love those guys. He goes, I got to go out, see them.
Vasa's great.
Good dude. He's just an authentic marketer too. He's just a good dude.
I always have so much respect because he trained for that fight and he did it. And I know it's crazy. For whatever in my book, that is. I always, like, people bring up Vasa, I always have to say this. I can never not talk about Vasa and not say, hey, that's a real one. Like, he went out and did it.
You know what Ron says when he did the fight and he dropped like 40 pounds. And we would have meetings and Ron would say, there'd be 50 people in the room. He goes, how many people in this room have stepped in the octagon? Nobody. Vasa. I mean, that's a accomplishment.
Yeah. No, like when he told me about it, I was like, oh man, great. Like, you don't know if people are going to stick with it. He's never trained. He doesn't know, for him to actually go through with it, I was like, wow. Like I always told him, like, brother, I've always respected you. You've always treated me top notch.
Same thing with me.
But now, like, you're in a different echelon in my book. Like you're up there in the upper.
He took a risk. I mean, most people would fantasize about it. I used to fight in the Marine Corps, but I'm like, go in and that's a real deal. Like, that's crazy.
And so now he's actually doing with the soda, right?
He's got his marketing firm called Growth Busters.
Yes, Growth Busters. Yes, I followed
brands,
them. Yeah.
And then the Perfy, the drink.
Yes,
which is like I said, a pet name his mom called him when he was a kid. It tastes great.
No, it's amazing.
I mean, we're all helping him, and we have it. We buy it. We keep it at our office.
Yeah.
I want to see him do well so bad.
That's awesome.
I love seeing people that like really have a dream and a vision and make it happen.
I can tell you've always been so supportive of all of us. That's why I'm like, man, like you really just like helping people.
Yeah, especially people right? So.
Yeah, well, that's really cool. I didn't know how if you involve, I know you also are obviously, had a close, I don't know how much.
He was my workout partner for years. He decided to go to another gym like 6 months ago, and he's getting married soon.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but we worked out together every morning.
Nice. You still training every day?
I do, yeah. Now I go to Gold's in Venice, but every day.
Gold's in Venice? Yeah, okay, you're going to the Legendary.
Yeah, only because I drive right by it, and then I go to Legendary from the office. But I don't have the hardcore workouts anymore. I'm not benching 315 on plates. Everything's cables now, but I feel good. I mean, I feel good. I've still got some level of structure, and to me now, listen, it's the long game too. Mm-hmm. When you have friends dying of heart attacks and things, it's like, okay, let's be smart. I don't need to be walking around 250 pounds.
Yeah, my trainer's been kind of working with me lately, like just on just really good technique. Yeah. Really good, controlling the weight the whole way through. Yeah. Because when you get to 40, 50, 60, you're not going to be clinging, you want your joints to
things
be able to allow you.
Somehow things start breaking and you're like, how'd that happen? Yeah.
And even maybe lesser weight, but just control it and make it,
100%.
You know what I mean? Like just really...
And I used to be big. I was a big time power lifter competing and heavy weights. But now I'm like, I might see someone lifting a lot, but wow, that's pretty cool. I remember I used to do that. And then I go back to what I'm doing, Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Don't tear a pec.
Yeah, dude, I've done that.
Like my son, he lifts heavy and he squats and deadlifts. I go, Nick, I said, those are two things that are going to, and of course he got hurt.
What does your son think about all this?
I mean, he's proud. I mean, I don't. He's not a very verbal guy like that, but he said things that made me feel good about what I've been able to accomplish.
I think
my kids are great.
You've led by example. It's one thing my father, sold the company he was working in and became a cop because that was his dream. And
where was he a cop?
Yeah, LA County Sheriff.
Oh, I'm still a reserve at LA County Sheriff.
Yeah, and so he did this in 8th grade when I was in 8th grade. So he was 37 when he became a cop. It was always his. Life kind of became life. It can take you in different.
And that's a little older for
and
going in that career.
For him to segue over, I think he wanted to show us, hey, you get one life, you better go for whatever you want. And just seeing what you know what I mean. You never said okay, because you could have been push jobs, sit here and ride that to the sunset.
Oh, 100%.
You could have been.
And civil service jobs like that. You get okay, they can't get rid of me. I'm a government employee, but it's. I encourage people to pursue their dreams.
Yeah.
But be realistic,
I think it's something that we talk a lot about, but not many people actually do it.
No, hardly anyone does. It's
it's very risky these days.
Even with this book, I've been procrastinating. I don't know, and
I'm excited to reid it because you got a heck of a story.
But 6 months, and now I'm like, wait, we have a short period of time here on Earth, and one. Yeah. And I don't know if you know Tim Grover, who's a motivational speaker, big coach.
Relentless and Winning are probably in my top 5. I'm a voracious reader, so I'm really going to read your book. So I love Tim Grover.
So it's crazy. One of the things I did, I learned out with the Quest. Tony Robbins' team loved Quest bars.
Yes, I remember that.
I ended up going to 10 of his conferences, and then when we started Legendary, I said, I'm going to lean into this motivational crowd. That
smart.
And so I find myself backstage. Anyway, Tim Grover was an example of. We were talking one day, and he said, "Bruce, why?" You're talking about doing this. He goes, and I'm like, all of a sudden, he's a very stoic guy. Yeah. And he's like, you got to get it done, do it. If you're going to write a book, just do it. Don't talk about it. And I'm like, okay. And I started working on it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people just talk about what they're going to do. Oh, I'm going to eventually start something. Next thing you're 80 years old and you never did it. And I think the worst thing is to be on your deathbed and say, oh, I wish I did these things. At least I'd rather say, hey, I did them, whether I'd succeed or not.
To get a book, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
That's a huge accomplishment, Yeah. You wrote something that's going to impact other people's lives.
I hope so.
That's going to last.
Yeah.
Generations.
And I'm a big believer, even if you change a couple people's lives, that's cool. I'm not looking to get on a mountaintop and be Tony Robbins.
Yeah, but learning your story, it's going to resonate with people, and people are going to say okay, cool.
One thing is because people will write me, and I really say it because I didn't graduate high school. I had to go to summer school because I failed every class I ever took. Yeah. And I want kids to know if you grow up some little town somewhere, you could still do cool things. Yeah. You don't have to have a high degree.
I was talking to my nephew and niece's parents, mm-hmm. my brother-in-law, and I feel like we've kind of lost that. What I think you're really good at, making relationships, being authentic, you know what I mean? Helping others. We don't hammer that as much, I feel in today's youth, right? That we're fighting the iPad.
Yeah, for sure.
We're fighting the free dopamine they get from there. It's a lost art what you have, right? You can walk into a room and authentically, do what you do. It's man, that's impressive. That's that's not going to be common, I don't feel, in 10, 15 years with this next generation coming up.
No. And I'm not trying to be that generous. When I went to school, it was different.
Yeah.
But it is.
No, but it's true, though. I mean, it's fact.
It is became, man. Everyone's instant gratification now.
Yeah.
That's why I guess YouTube's, people watch things for like 6 minutes, 7 minutes, they're done.
Yep.
I talk to kids, and I know we're all conditioned. I think we've always to go to college.
Yeah.
Mostly that's a conversation. And it's funny. My parents had the college conversation with everyone but me.
Like, okay, son.
Yeah, Bruce, you're going to be a blue collar worker, but college is not for everyone either.
No, it's not.
Don't be forced to go to 4 years. I mean, to me, I think unless doctor, lawyer, or accountant, I have plumber friends of mine make $500,000 a year plumbing. They own 3 trucks. Never went to school. They went to a trade school. So I think there's things to do out there in the world that don't be conformed that you have to go to college. And you get out of college and like, okay, what do I want to do now? I have a degree in plant science.
It's funny you say this because I went 4 years of undergrad, played college baseball, went to law school, and then it wasn't until my last semester of law school, and I'm in my head I'm thinking I did 7 years of school and I have no idea where the heck I'm going to end up. Like, you should know after 7 years of school. You might, yeah. And then the sports agent came and talked. I was like, dude, I want to do that. Went and passed the bar, and then went and did that. And,
you did pass the bar, though.
Yeah, and it segued right in, and I was like, man, I never looked back. But there's a time frame you're like, man, I just spent 7 years of school, and I could be miserable with just taking a job, just to take a job now. Like, this is not... Yeah.
My little
back in my age, that's what people, you go to, like you said, go to college, and then if you can go to get your master's of law, you go do that, and
I don't begrudge people, but sometimes like you said, 7 years later, you're like, wait, what do I want to do in my life? I mean, my little brother's a prime example. He's a lawyer, but he says, it's just billable hours, Bruce. I hate it. I hate everything I do. I show up, it's billable hours.
And that's when I got a good job at a firm when I was in law school, and they're paying me just as a clerk at that time because I'm not a legal attorney yet, and they're paying me very good money. And you're like, dude, I'm going to slowly die here.
Right.
Like, this is not a good...
He's a partner, but he said it's hours.
Yeah.
He goes, and I represent people that I don't like, and I'm thinking, dude, but he's like, 50, and he's like, and I'm trying to tell him there's always things, but
it's tough.
It's tough.
It's tough.
You get comfortable making a certain amount of money, your health goes to shit, he's overweight, but I
remember going to my parents like, hey guys, I know this is probably not what you want to hear, but I'm going to pass the bar, I'm going to do this, but I want to go on my own and start my own company. My dad was like, cool, move back home.
Oh.
You can live here. Get a job at night. So I got a job at Outback Steakhouse as an attorney, and I started the company.
Where was that? What city?
In Brea, California.
Oh, I know Brea well.
Yeah, and
that's cool.
So I was living in Diamond Bar.
Yeah.
And I basically just started, and my dad said, look, dude, give it 2 years. And if 2 years is not there, guess what? That law firm job's still going to be there for you. And if not, you're going to be okay.
That's a great dad.
And I was like, oh, okay. But to your credit, because like the law school, like it really didn't lead me down the road. I just happened to find a relationship there that made sense for me. Like, oh, a sports agent, that's perfect. I want to do that.
I mean, I don't know. I know enough sports. I mean, Jerry Maguire, the whole movie, all those things I can inspire. I love being around those kind of people, people, because it's like really, it's all that. By the way, talk about the master of relationships. It's all serving
agents.
It's all relationships.
It's all serving giving. I tell every agent that we have, we're like, hey guys, we're here to serve and give. Whether I'm picking up your mom at the airport and making sure she gets to the fight okay, or I'm negotiating a big contract for you, we're meeting with this brand to do an endorsement deal, or to help you close on a home loan, whatever the heck it is, that's my role for the day.
I love what you're saying. That's exactly how I am. I mean, to me, I use this term, I don't want to meet your expectations, I want to exceed them.
Exactly.
I want you to be like, wait, you did this for me? Mm-hmm. That's only my mom or my dad, but that's what we do.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just everyone values things differently. So you just need to find what they value. And okay, you want me to help you there? No problem. I'm on it. And if I don't know someone, if I can't do it, I probably know someone that can really, and make sure you put them in the connected dots.
Even when I was doing executive protection big time, and people became very comfortable, and agents and managers say, Bruce, we're having a problem getting our car registered. I got it handled. Give me the keys, I'll get it done. You could do that for me? Yeah, I'll do it. Hey, my dog, I got it handled. I got it done. And all of a sudden they were like, wait. And they would start then calling me. And at some point I was like...
You made yourself irreplaceable.
Yeah, literally what happened was... And I was irreplaceable. And it wasn't by design. I'm just like, you have a problem and let me help you.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
That's why agents and people that do go out of their way, you're going to do amazing.
I don't feel like it's hard to be good at this job.
No.
You just have to be listen to learn, not listen to respond, and really pay attention, and if you can understand that person, you can serve them better.
Yeah, it's not hard to be the top 10% in anything.
No.
Whatever, cream rises to the top, whatever you want to call it. People just want to be like, wait, that's not my job responsibility.
Yeah.
That's not my title. My title was not to do a lot of stuff at Quest, but I just did it.
And now look.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Bruce, thank you so much for coming. I always finish with 3 questions.
Okay.
I always finish. If you could tell your 18-year-old self anything, what would you say?
Save wisely. I won't sidebar. I got ran over by a car when I was 7 years old, and my leg was busted up, internal injuries. My classmate died in that accident. But I was held back. I'm telling you, I know I'm answering your question indirect.
Yeah.
I was held back a year in school, which then caused me to think I was dumb because but I got a settlement from that. When I was 18, it wasn't a lot of money. It was $20,000. My dad was a hardworking guy. He said, Bruce, you could do what you want with money. He goes, I don't know a lot about this stock market. I've heard about it. He wasn't, you may want to think about investing in it. Now, Dad, I went out and bought a used Corvette at 18 years old, and 6 months later, I crashed it. My point is, I know the math. If I invested in Apple, I'd be worth $15 million right now. But my point is, be wise with your money.
Be wise with your money.
Save money, put it away, buy Bitcoin, do whatever, but don't think, don't buy Lamborghinis, don't do dumb shit.
Yeah, don't buy things that are just liabilities.
Yeah, anyway.
Okay.
I answered, but it was a long question.
No. Man, that's a good answer. Any quote on the billboard, so you can say the 10 freeway fire, whatever you're taking in California, you could have any quote on a billboard. What would it be?
Bring value to other people and have no expectations in return.
Love it. Yeah. Love it. One song, rest of your life on repeat. What are you going with?
Oh, wow. I love so many artists. Sting, YouTube. One song. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Journey. What's the big Journey song? The popular one.
Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of like I sometimes use that on my reels and stuff. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Awesome, Bruce. Again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Huge fan of your work and just who you are and what you represent. Honestly, to see it over 12, 13 years, that's anyone can do things for 1 or 2 years, right? But you've literally made a life out of it.
And we're just getting warmed up. So
yeah, it's great to see. Guys, check us out on the House podcast on YouTube and Spotify. And once again, Bruce Cardenas, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah. Cool.
You're stuck. Writing a book?
Yeah.
Writing a book?